And tonight, a devastating fire continues to tear through communities in Northern California. Live Copter 3 flying over Butte County as flames are leaving a path of charred properties, as you can see. And tonight, the wind is pushing that fire north, expanding evacuations into Shasta County. Thanks for being with us tonight at 10. I'm Ty Steele.
And I'm Edie Lambert. Governor Newsom has now declared a state of emergency, and the evacuation warnings have now expanded to the entire town of Paradise. Of course, a community that is still rebuilding from the campfire. The latest update from CAL FIRE has this at nearly 240,000 acres with no containment. More than 51,000 acres are in Butte County, and more than 180,000 acres have burned into Tehama County. Remember, this fire started in Butte County in Upper Bidwell Park near Chico after authorities say a man pushed a burning car into a gully on Wednesday. Since then, it has exploded in size, quickly burning through dry trees and up steep terrain, and this has been very difficult to contain.
Rugged, steep canyons, drainages, again, inaccessible at some points. A lot more fuel for the fire to consume. Because of the lack of fire history and the protected aspect of the wilderness.
CAL FIRE's last update is that 134 structures have burned, and they're still reassessing that number.
Those numbers are just staggering. And here's a look at the evacuation zones in Tehama and Shasta counties. Just moments ago, the Shasta County Sheriff's Office issued evacuation orders for parts of Shingletown and Manton. Those are the more densely populated areas in this region. And the impact is being felt as far north as Lassen National Park. Officials have evacuated staff from the park's headquarters and shut down Highway 89 for recreational travel.
And here's the latest look at the evacuation map in Butte County. You can see the large areas of red. Those are the areas under evacuation orders where people are warned they need to get out now. There are 2 evacuation shelters set up at this point. One is at the neighborhood church in Chico. The other is at the Butte County Fairgrounds in Gridley.
All right, we want to go straight to live team coverage. We're tracking the weather that's impacting firefighters. But first, we go to KCRA 3's Carolina Estrada joining us live outside an evacuation center in Chico tonight. Carly, you just spoke to a couple who lost their home in Cohasset. What a terrible night for them.
Yeah, Ty, they just found out today that they lost their home, and now all they have is what they left their home with you. And they're not the only ones facing this terrible situation. Just take a look at this parking lot. Most of the vehicles that you see out here are from people that have had to evacuate due to the park fire. There's also RVs, and these are just the vehicles outside. Inside of the shelter in there, there's beds where there are dozens of people with their families just waiting for answers. And although a lot of them say they're grateful that they're safe, they also are worried they won't have a home to go back to.
This is just clothes and stuff I got stacked here.
In a matter of minutes, Susan Singleton and her husband fit everything that's important to them into their SUV and left their home.
The fire department was like, you guys have to get out now. It's coming up and it's coming fast.
As the park fire quickly moved towards Cohasset, these longtime residents were guided to safety by fire crews.
The firemen came and said, yeah, we're going to take you the back way out.
Another one of those evacuees is James Henry. He was heading back to Cohasset from Sacramento when he was told he couldn't go back home. He's now staying at the evacuation center at the neighborhood church of Chico.
You wear the same stuff every day. You sit in your car because you can't leave the dog for more than 2 hours at a time.
In Forest Ranch, another community devastated by the flames, firefighters are working to protect those homes under threat. We're on Forest Ranch Way, where you can already see the devastation left behind by the park fire. A vehicle completely burnt, and also just debris left of what used to be a structure. And this is just one of more than 130 destroyed structures in this fire. One of them is the Singletons' home.
We lost our property.
The home they built is now gone, and they don't know when they can go back.
You can't focus on what we lost because that's done. You have to focus on where we're going and what we got to do for now.
So this community is very resilient in this moment. A lot of the people here are just waiting patiently to know when they'll go back home, and also if their home was damaged. Here at the neighborhood church of Chico, they're getting food, dog food. Services also like a place to sleep and shower, so that's very helpful for all these people out here during this time. Live in Chico, Carolina Estrada, KCRA 3 News.
And to hear that kind of resiliency from somebody who's just lost their home on the night of, just incredible. Carolina, thank you. And we're seeing new images of the damage tonight. This is video from a community of Cohasset. State and federal resources are being used to fight this fire, but most of the firefighters working to save these properties actually live in Butte County.
I think everybody in Butte County is very, very well aware of the fire history, the recent fire history here. And so it's personal to all of us. We are part of the community. I've lived here for 40 years, and you know, I want this fire to get out.
Fighting for their communities. As the fire continues to grow, a sky view is giving us a better idea of the damage.
We sent Live Copter 3 over some of the neighborhoods hardest hit by the fire, where some people have lost everything. From Live Copter 3, you can see the size of the fire, flames tearing through dry grass and trees. We also saw air crews dropping retardant on the fire, these precise drops aimed at protecting homes. And in some cases, it works. At this home in Forest Circle, the flames reached their backyard, but the home was saved. Some homes not as lucky. This was the scene over Woodland Park Drive along Highway 32 in Forest Ranch. We have seen a number of homes completely destroyed, and more devastation in nearby Cohasset. Live Copter 3 spotted home after home reduced to ashes, while other homes on the same streets were spared. As night falls, the fire continues to grow as crews race to try and slow down the flames. And those living in Paradise are watching the fire closely in case they need to leave. Dozens of residents were killed when the Camp Fire swept through that community. That was back in 2018. As we mentioned earlier, the entire city is now under an evacuation warning. That means that residents are being told they need to be ready to move at a moment's notice.
I'm getting evacuation alerts and, you know, be ready. And so I'm packed up, my dog, my cat. So all I can do is wait and watch and hopefully get alerts.
Yeah, so that is one thing that is a comfort to residents, the addition of 21 tower sirens that will hopefully notify residents if there is an emergency and let people know who needs to evacuate. And of course, humans aren't the only ones who are endangered by the fire. A rescue group out of Butte County says they saved 88 animals, including horses, from the fire. The North Valley Animal Disaster Group evacuates and provides shelter for animals during emergency situations just like this one. They will take care of these animals as their owners deal with other impacts.
Here is a 3-hour time lapse from Colby Mountain into Hama County. The camera is pointing south at Highway 32 in Butte County. The wind creating a big challenge for fire crews. Let's check in now with meteorologist Heather Waldman, because of course wind is part of this story.
Yeah, the combination of the wind, the terrain, and just the amount of fuels are really making this an impossible situation for firefighters. So this is the most recent fire perimeter that we have. This is as of 7:45 this evening. And keep in mind, earlier today we were told this fire was consuming anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 acres every hour. So this has likely changed quite a bit, especially on the north end. Let's focus on the south end for the time being. Chico here to the bottom left. This is Highway 32 right here. We know that that was a key area for firefighters to really protect. Number one, because it was an easy access road. Number two, because they don't want it hopping to the east over to other drainages that would be closer to the city of Paradise. Here's a little farther up Highway 32. The community of Lomo appears to be outside of the perimeter for the time being, but farther up to the north, the northern extent of this fire, again, at least on this perimeter, right along Highway 36. That's right here. And this is the Shasta County line. Here's Shingletown. Monton is just to the south. And remember, both of these communities now under evacuation orders. If you're watching from that area, or if you know somebody in those areas, encourage them to get out now. This is not the kind of fire where you want to wait and see what happens. This fire has covered over 36 miles since it started on Wednesday afternoon at about 3 o'clock. And again, that's largely a wind-driven fire. Winds are going to back down somewhat as we go into the day on Saturday, but the fuel moisture remains extremely dry. And of course, the fuels themselves remain plentiful without much fire activity there in the last few years. So the weather is going to continue to have high impacts for this fire through the weekend. Back to you.
Thank you, Heather. And PG&E is lending some resources to fight this fire. All 4 of the utility company's Black Hawk helicopters are now being used by CAL FIRE. Some PG&E crews have pre-treated wood utility poles with fire retardant to help protect those poles from fire damage. That can, of course, help reduce the risk of those poles burning and collapsing and may speed up the restoration. They had pre-treated about 400 poles as of yesterday. The utility says it will send crews in to restore the damaged lines once that is safe to do. And law enforcement agencies are sending officers and deputies to Butte and Tehama counties as the fire burns. Both the Sacramento and Placer County Sheriff's offices have sent resources north to help with evacuations and other needs.
And of course, a lot of resources are needed during a fire like the Park Fire. The CAL FIRE Foundation is one group that works to support fire victims with cash cards. Staff say while state and federal aid usually comes in, it can take a really long time to actually get that money to the people that need it. So they work with local organizations to get aid to survivors quickly. They say it's always a good idea to have a go bag ready to go before any evacuation orders are issued.
Obviously, if you've done that in advance, that's very helpful because when you're under an evacuation warning, that's really you really waited a bit and you want to get started right then. And if it's a rapid onset and you have to leave, you need to leave then, and you really need to follow the instructions of the local authorities.
And you can also protect your home by making sure there is defensible space around your property.